Hi, everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw CutiePie Sensei as Shuri's Black Panther. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first, and then Sharpies. So, if you want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description, and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, hang on, give me 2 seconds to think this through because it seems short. So let me expand it just a little bit. Okay, wait, so I'm going to have her like this, so like that, so... Okay, I think that's going to work. So, yeah. So, that's what planning is all about, is positioning, placement, and... Oh, what was the 3 Ps? I do this every time I draw. I forget until I get here, and then I realize, oh, what was it I said that one time? Oh my gosh. Positioning, placement, and... Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, but that's the whole point. This is why I sketch, because I've got an idea in my head, and I did a quick thumbnail, and it worked out. But then as I start to lay it down, start to put the images down, I realized that, oh, yes, move this, do that. I always start out with the chest and build out from there. As I drew her chest, I realized I was drawing it too small, and that would have made her end like right around here. And I kind of want to use as much of the paper as I can, or as much of the screen as I can. I need to figure out something for the sides. It's just so negative, right? Because it's all centered here. But anyway, I realized, like, oh, that's too small. I need to reposition to put her in a better place. And that's what sketching is all about. You get it in the right place, you decide what you're going to do, and you make some decisions. That simple. So now that that's out of the way, let's talk about CutiePie Sensei. This is the epitome of my drawings. This is what my drawings are all about. I always say that I can't draw likenesses, right? So I joke around and say I draw cosplay. Like if someone were to dress up as this character, that's what they would look like, right? That's what I always say. And so when I was watching the Marvel 616 series, which is amazing, you should watch it, they went on a cosplay portion, talking about the people that dress up and all that stuff, and they mentioned, or not mentioned, but you can see CutiePie Sensei and some of them, and I followed her for a long time, so it was nice to actually see her and say, hey, she's getting credit, and it inspired me to say, that's who I want to draw as cosplay, because I talked about this before in the Cecil the Fawn, is that when I was watching that series, I was like, that's what I should do, is draw some cosplay people. But then I just realized, well, that's just exactly what you do. You already say you're drawing cosplay people, so you're not really doing anything different. But I realized, like, oh, well, if I draw her, CutiePie Sensei's version of Shuri as Black Panther, that's perfect because that doesn't exist. So in other words, if I were to draw a man dressed up as Captain America as cosplay, well, because my skills aren't that good, that's no different than me just drawing what's his name? Who's Captain America? Chris Evans, right? Because it wouldn't look like Chris Evans. It would look like someone trying to dress up as Chris Evans. Because of my lack of skills, I say that it would look like a person in cosplay, right? So that's why this one works out perfectly. It's like, okay, no. Because this character doesn't exist yet, it should. This works out in defining that it looks like this character, right? That's where I'm going with that. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what it's taking me a long time to finally say. Is that her version, CutiePie Sensei's version of Shuri as Black Panther is exactly what I want to do with cosplay. A unique character that will define, or I don't want to say define, that will show off the cosplay skills that made this costume and whatnot, and I want to say honor, like it's like a religious thing. It's like, and I will honor the costume of the. I feel silly saying something like that, but I'm trying to capture her look as best as possible. And so yes, in so many words, we're honoring the drawing, you know, honoring her skills, showing off her skills. What's the other word I'm looking for? What might I also say? I guess, yeah, honoring is like the best thing I can say without sounding silly, religious type kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's how I feel when I say honoring. I feel like we're doing some kind of hokey religion, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to do a Star Wars quote of hokey religions and whatnot are no match for blasters. I ruined it. Okay, let me see if I can find. Here's the other trick: is trying to find costume pictures, because ooh, there we go. I'm trying to get it to look like the costume she's drawn, but the other downside is it's a lot of black. You know, it's kind of like I had the same problem with the Black Panther costume. Is there's so much that's just you know, solid black, that a lot of it's going to disappear, and I hate for that to happen, but that's part of the costume, you know. So I'm also going to not focus too much on the details of the costume, because again, a lot of it will disappear. But I just like the look of it. It's just so cool. And you know, I don't know what they're going to do with Black Panther, but they've got an idea right here on their hands. Shuri is Black Panther? Heck yes. I mean, she's smart, you know. But there you go. There's the other problem, is that I see why they wouldn't give it to Shuri too, because, or Shuri, am I saying it right? Shuri? Because she's so smart, it's almost like she doesn't need to fight. She's too smart to fight, you know? You ever come across that, the whole smart guy scenario, that you know, they don't need to fight because they can outwit or outthink their enemies, that kind of thing. I kind of see that with her too. Like, yeah, I don't need to. I can just, you know, do this or do that or make this potion, or you know what I mean? Not a potion, but you know what I mean? Something in that scenario where it's like, yeah, she almost doesn't need to. So I can kind of see that. Okay, oh my gosh. I almost said, okay, let's get going. I gotta draw the hands real quick. Hang on. I wanted to do like a hang on, let me concentrate for 2 seconds. Let's see if I can find a good picture of maybe how her hands are. Nah, I'm gonna have to make this up 100%. I like the claw aspect. So I'm trying to draw the hands kind of like this, right? But the problem with that is it just gets kind of messy and hard to translate correctly. I think that'll work. Let's try to do this one. And let's do the same thing, kind of a claw like this, you know? meh, you know. I almost kind of want to bring it in like this. Yeah, let's try to do that. Let's try to, again, it's going to get a little messy, but I think I can pull it off. Yeah, that worked out. Now, if I could just translate it into Sharpie, that's going to be the real trick. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I'm ready to go. Let me see if I can find a good picture of her face so I can at least try to get it to look like her. Try, right? I've always said I am not good at making it look like someone, so here's the other problem. It's gonna look like someone in CutiePie Sensei cosplay. Someone cosplaying as a cosplayer. That's what my drawing's gonna end up looking like. But it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be awesome. If nothing else, it's a nice nice homage to something that a wonderful cosplay person has put together and inspired me to actually want to draw. Right? How awesome is that? Comic art inspired this person, which inspired me to do more comic art, you know? That's basically what it is. Okay, I think that's enough that I can see where I'm going to go and it won't show up through past my Sharpie. So I say we welcome everybody that skipped and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but a pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. And if you want to see more Marvel characters or cosplay or whatever I decide to put up here, check out that playlist. But check out the playlist in general because there's so many times that I do so many things, I may have already drawn what you're looking for. So check that out, hit that bell, and you know what? Hit the bell right now. I'm going to make a sound effect for you. Bong! You like that? Awesome. I hope you hit it because if not, I'm just making silly noises for no reason. Okay, you've seen the picture, you know where it's going, so I'm just going to dive right in. Her head's like this, turns slightly, all right? So if these are the eyes, they're turned slightly like that. So I'm going to draw the eyelids as much as I can because it's so tiny, like this. And then I'm going to draw the retina, the color part, like this. And because my drawing is so tiny, I'm just gonna dab the pupil, if I can, in the center like that. There, that's all I'm gonna do, because again, it's gonna disappear because this is so tiny. It's so tiny, I can't draw the underside of the eye. So what I like to do is I just kind of come in like that and apply the bottom, and then I'll change it with color too, but that's all I can really do because it's gonna bleed too much if I go further. I'm going to try to give her a little bit of an eyelash, a little bit of a cat eye type look, just to give, like I said, just an eyelash look, you know? Cat eye is the easiest way for me to show there's an eyelash and not go too far. Let's draw some eyebrows. Something like that. And let me do the other one over here. All right, not bad, not bad. I can kind of see the bridge of her nose because as you turn, you start to see hard edges, right? But straight on, you don't really see edges of the nose, at least none that I would draw with the big Sharpie that are highlighted and accented. So I think I'm just going to jump down here to the nostrils. I'm going to come down here for the bottom of the nose. Like that. And I want to draw that there, but again, I think I'm going to do it with color. Anything else is going to start to change. Ooh, you know what? The whole thing just shifted too, because I realized I pushed it way over here. So I need to adjust the entire face over just a little bit, which may even move the entire drawing. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to draw her mouth. Like this. So I'll go ahead and draw her lips. Like that. Bottom lip, like this. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. It did shift. It did shift, but I'm gonna go with the flow. I'm gonna follow my drawing. I'm gonna draw her chin, and I'm gonna work my way over here for the side of her face, and go up like this, And so like I said, I did kind of adjust the entire thing to work with my mistake. So it's a little off, but again, I'm gonna work with it. I'm gonna flow with it. I'm trying to see where that piece of hair comes down so I don't draw through it. Okay, so I'm gonna draw her jaw like this. And if you see, I'm thickening up my lines just a little bit, because when I switch over to this, you're gonna see a huge difference in line width. So I'm kind of making up for that. I'm gonna kind of play around with the hair real fast. There's a lot of cool features in the hair, in the face, the painting and all this stuff, but I can't do that yet. I'm gonna do that with color. So I'm just gonna kind of play around with her hairline, and it's kind of braided too, so it's kind of, I wanted to say all over the place, but not really all over the place. A little defined is really the word I'm going for. Let's see, and then there's a piece coming down, and this is what I want to make sure that I didn't draw through. I wanted to actually get this right. It looks like it's coming from the back, maybe? I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of draw a little piece of hair hanging down with a braid on the end. I'm gonna try to make it hollow. In other words, that way I can draw through it and not, so I can color it in and not have just a big black line, right? So I'm gonna finish up her hair, come down here like this to her ear. And the reason I wanted to do that first is because to draw the ear, it's gonna be kind of behind it. And I just want to make sure that I didn't accidentally draw through, you know? So planning, that's what it's all about. And let's see, so her neck's gonna come down like this. And so see, I did adjust just a little bit, and it does seem a little bit higher too. So I'm just gonna move everything up and over. That's really all I'm gonna do. It's not that hard to adjust, you know, to work with what you're doing. Or what's the word I'm looking for? Not really work, but what's the word I'm looking for? Recalibrate. That's what it is. Recalibrate your drawing. And so her hair is in like a certain like bun that's wrapped up on the sides. She's got a bunch of different cool looks. I went with this one. There's a few I could have picked, but this is the one I really like the most, because not that it was better than the rest, but because I felt it defined a good I'm bad with words. I'm horrible with words. You guys know that. So I'm just going to stop talking and I'm just going to keep drawing. It looked good to me. That's what I was trying to say. I liked it. My eye was drawn to it. That's it. That's all as far as I'm going to go. Okay, so her hair is pulled back. So something like that, and then into the, I wanted to say pigtails, but they're not pigtails, right there. Buns. Oof, man, I just don't have words, and that's why I'm a drawer, not a speaker. Gotta stop singing because there's music playing. And again, I'm gonna thicken my outlines. Remember, you don't have to do this. This is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. I'm just explaining to you why I do stuff like this. Okay? All right, let's do the other one. Looks good. All right. Awesome. Okay, so I'm switching over to the other Sharpie now. There's going to be tiny little things I'm going to do, like the fur and all that back with this, but for now I'm just going to jump back and forth. Ooh, 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 ooh. Cannot forget the other braid. Again, I just kind of wanted to make sure I draw this first, because I want to make sure I don't lose it in the rest of the drawing. Let's do her shoulders and her costume. And I'm pretty much just drawing the outline of the body now, because I talked about this in the sketch, that it is a lot of fine detail and a lot of detail that I'm gonna have to do with color too. So we're gonna kind of lose a little bit, but so see how thick that is? That's what I'm talking about. That's why I wanted to kind of match the look, just to keep it consistent. Not too much, because I almost feel like the face and that stuff doesn't need to be as thick as that. But I do want to do something to make it look kind of like that. You know what? Let me do this before I go any further. Let me draw her fur with the small Sharpie, just to accent that that's back there. Again, because it's a lighter feel than the hard edges of the side of her costume and stuff like that. I wanted to draw just a lighter feel for fur. Like that. Okay? And I'm all over the place. I'm so sorry. I'm going to draw some of the little details of the costume while I'm here, since I've got the Sharpie open. I kind of did the same thing when I did Black Panther. I was all over the place, I remember. There we go. Okay, back to what I was doing. So I'm gonna draw her basically body shape and add details as we go. So I'm gonna draw her bicep like this into the crook of her arm. It's gonna come into the forearm like this. I kind of want to draw more so you see where we are. Like her chest is gonna be right here, into her side, into her hips like this. Again, I'm just trying to give you a feel for the overall heft of where we are. Here's her ribs, to her hips, to her belt, and then I can do the underside of the arm in like this, down to the elbow, coming up to her wrist. And again, let me add just a little bit of detail just to try to keep that costume feel, and to you know, just kind of keep the whole costume. Yeah, I don't know why I'm trying to come up with a better word. Costume feel to it. That's got details and whatnot. Because if I just do an outline, that's not the same thing. Okay, so the hands, I've got her doing like a claw like this, so bear with me. It's gonna look a little odd for a second, okay? So I'm gonna go up here to the pinky. This one's tucked in, right? The next one is up. So see, they're gonna kind of go up like that. So the next one, all you can see is that. The middle finger is a little bit higher. So we're gonna come up like this. And then you can start to see them a little bit underneath. And then last, the index finger is almost like the middle finger, almost just as high, right? We're kind of doing something like that. And the thumb. All right, not bad at all. It's got that claw feel to it, you know? And I'm gonna kind of add just a little bit of the finger pointy thing she made. I wish I could add more detail, but that's all I can really do for now. You know, it's a little big for her, but it's okay. That's all right. It still looks good. Okay. So this arm is just hanging down. So like that, I'm pretty much just going to do anatomy because it's just a costume. You know, the old hero costume. I'm going to draw those little things. So I'm going to come out like that a little bit, and you'll see why in a second. And there's the wrist. So I'm going to draw her armpit like this into her forearm. I'm going to do the little accented part like that, back into the wrist. Let me add some detail. It's a little bit long now that I see it. You know, I probably should have made it smaller, but that's okay. All right, that just means we'll get to add a little bit more of detail into the arm. Okay. All right, and so this one is pretty much doing this, okay? So we're gonna stick this thumb out like that. And same thing, we're just gonna add the little bitsy claws on it, little talon claws. Okay, so this finger I'm going to stick way out. Here's the tip, the knuckle, and the back of the hand. And so the rest of the fingers are all pretty much behind this, but still extended just as much. Right? Then the other ones are tucked in just a little bit more as they get back further. That. So see, pretty much like that. We're drawing what you can see hanging behind all the rest of this big old meat hooks, right? Same thing, I'll do just a little bit of the cool little finger talon she put on there. And you know what? Look, I'm going to draw the points too. I just realized that too. As much as this is called a Sharpie fine point, it's not made for tiny things like this, so we don't really get a fine point. And if we're going to do scary talons, scary claws, I kind of want to draw points like that. All right. So let me try to find a good costume. There we go. There we go. Detail is what I'm looking for. So I'm going to draw her belt real fast. I'm going to draw like a little pouch on this side. There's another one over here. I'm going to draw it before I forget. Like that. And then it's just a like a military belt. Okay, so I'm going to add some detail. Okay, so I'm just going to finish up the belt. Sorry, I had a little interruption there. But that's the nice thing about editing videos, is I can just pause and come back. Let's see. So yeah, military belt. Let me just kind of add a little bit of features. That's kind of the nice thing about homemade cosplay stuff, is it's made out of things that are attainable, that I can actually draw. I know what this is, you know? I mean, what's funny is it doesn't even look like it. I say that and then I don't, I'm just kind of making it up. And it's still not 100% correct. But I kind of say it like, yeah, it's no problem, I know exactly what this is and I can redraw it. But I'm just making it up. Okay, while I'm here, let's add a little bit of the detail of her costume. So what I'm also going to do is add just a little bit of what I would be doing with color anyway. But I want to add the detail in the suit. So this will just give us something to draw, and then a little bit of definition whenever I add the color, to add a little bit of accent, But again, it's a really cool costume that I want to draw this stuff. So that's the other thing. I say that, but it's because I want to draw it. But that's why we're here anyway, right? We want to all be drawing this stuff. That's why you're watching this. Okay, and I think that's about right. So something like that. And I'm sure I got something wrong. It's not 100% correct, but it's nice to be able to add some specific detail that that she took the time to create on her outfit too. You know, that's also what I'm going for is what did I say before? Honoring thy costume. Okay, so let's work down the legs. Okay, so just costume down to, and then there's the whatever those are, the claw things. So I gotta make sure I leave room for those. So I'm gonna come down here, draw the leg, a little bit of accent for that. Come down to the knee, like that. Same thing, draw a little bit of that, and I bring the leg back up. So I'm gonna touch right about there in the crotch, and then let's draw the other leg, and I'll show you why we're doing that. Like I want you to get the whole feel for following your body's contours, right? You're not just picking up after there, you're following the look of it. And again, that little accent right there to her knee. And I think, see, her boot's gonna be like right around down here. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw to it. Again, just so you get a feel for what we're doing. Draw back up, that thing. Draw the inner thigh to her crotch right there. Right? And the reason I stopped here, and let me add the detail, is because her cape. I've got her cape kind of hanging down over the leg there. And again, that's just an artistic choice that I made just to make it look a little different, make it look a little defined. It's not just hanging there, you know, like it's there on purpose. It is interacting with itself, that kind of thing, you know. Little things like that can kind of make it real. Like if she really was wearing a cape, it really would fall over her leg, you know. All right. Oops, it's a little pointy. Let's see if we can round that out a little bit. There we go. Again, most of this is going to be black with the costume anyway. But again, she's kind of done a few things. So I'll kind of do that as well. Like a little bit of an accent for the costume. You know, it breaks up the negative space, you know? Okay, so I'm going to finish this foot, then we'll come back over here. Since we're here, we might as well come into the boot. Like this. Something like that. And you know, I like my creases and folds. You know, I like to draw like a little lines. Like, yeah, the boot's kind of, you know, not well worn, but it's got creases, you know, from where it's been bent. Okay, so let me do this. This is why I wanted to do all this first. Let me say the cape is coming down here, hanging down like this. Kind of wrapping over her like that. Still following the contour of the leg. And then going back up like that. Okay? And now let me finish her leg. So, I'm going to say that I'm coming down here like this. Into the boot. And I'm going to go ahead and draw the boot, then add the detail. But I want to draw this cape too. So it's all attached in the back, hanging down. Coming this way, back there, you can't see it. So all you can see is that, okay? So let me just add a little bit of the detail. And again, I just kind of do like, you know, a little bit of boot lines, stress lines, something like that. So there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is CutiePie Sensei as Shuri Black Panther. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.